हवाओं में भरी ये जादू है इस खेल का। यारो हिम्मत से मंजिले मिल जाए कब किसको पता।
इस बॉल के हर चाल पे अब जीत को तू मुकाम दे। हर मुश्किल से लड़ जाए जो वो हिम्मत तू पहचान ले।
इस बॉल के हर चाल पे अब जीत को तू मुकाम दे। हर मुश्किल से लड़ जाए जो वो हिम्मत तू पहचान ले। ये है रॉकबॉल द गेम, ये है रॉकबॉल द गेम, ये है रॉकबॉल द गेम, ये है रॉकबॉल द गेम।
Go ahead and throw the ball, win the game and show them all. Go ahead and throw the ball, win the game and show them all.
गूंज हवाओं में भरी ये जादू है इस खेल का। यारो हिम्मत से मंजिले मिल जाए कब किसको पता।
इस बॉल के हर चाल पे अब जीत को तू मुकाम दे। हर मुश्किल से लड़ जाए जो वो हिम्मत तू पहचान ले।
इस बॉल के हर चाल पे अब जीत को तू मुकाम दे।
कुछ करिए नस नस मेरी खोले। हाय कुछ करिए, कुछ करिए बस बस बड़ा बोले। अब कुछ करिए, ओ कोई तो चल सिद्ध फड़िए। तू बेतरिए या मरिए, हाय कोई तो चल सिद्ध फड़िए। तू बेतरिए या मरिए। चक ले
You hear a loud the natives say as you come along and visit us. Oh, word hello, call half a day, with a happy smile on their face and a friendly smile that goes in place. Really mean what they say, each time they simply say half a day. Half a day, Guru Malik, how are you? Promise me, friend, that you'll try. 8 letters I know you have heard, and it's spelled H-A-F-A-A-B-A-I. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just pronounce it as in half a day. Sing it with the beat and say it every day. Like half a day. Half a day, Todu Malik, how are you? Half a day, Todu Malik, thank you. Half a day, half a day, half a day, half a day, half a day. Although tomorrow say this word and express in many different ways. Like when you meet a Chamorita girl, you softly say, half a day. And if you ever need a native friend or a helping hand along the way, wear a friendly smile and talk Chamorro style. Simply half a day. Half a day, Todu Malik, how are you? Half a day, Todu Malik, thank you. Half a day, half a day, half a day, half a day, half a day. One more time. Half a day, Todu Malik, how are you? Half a day, Todu Malik, thank you. Half a day, half a day, half a day, half a day, half a
may be wondering, what is Rocball?
The Rocball game is a combination of volleyball and soccer with a big chance in the scoring system. Saipan is the origin of Rocball, and the inventor of Rocball is Mr. James Feger. Mr. James Feger was the former PE teacher of HJHS from 1981 to 1985, and is currently a Marianas High School PE teacher. They started at Hopwood Middle School in 1981 by Mr. James Feger, the PE teacher of Marianas High School.
Short explanation on how to play Rocball. There shall be 5 players and 6 players of a mixed team of women and men on each side. First, the set serve is decided by flipping a coin, or a rock, scissors, kerchief game, and the second set goes to the other team. Alternative system goes on until overtime sets. Only the first serve is not allowed to touch the net. If the serve ball touches the net, the team loses the serve and 1 point. You can spike the ball to get 1 point. Before the serve, the goalie should stay in the goalie's box. After the first hit, the goalie can move anywhere behind the 10-foot backcourt line, and any player can come to the goalie's box to block the ball, but the goalie may not catch the ball. 25 points is the set point, and 10 is the set point for the overtime to score 25 or more points to win the set.
A spike down serve is a 1-point play for the defensive team. Ace. A serve ball that is hit out of the play before another player can touch it before it hits the floor or another court object is a 2-point play for the offensive team. Jump. A serve ball that lands on the defensive team's court untouched is a play where the offensive can add 2 points to their score or subtract 2 points from the defensive team's scores.
Drop 2 points!
Key. A 2-point backcourt scoring play made by either team's goalie behind the 10-foot line. Goal. A 3-point score by any player from either team. A goalie is not allowed to catch a ball. A goal can be scored off a bounce by any player. Court. A 1 point is scored unless a goalie makes the play, then it is a 2-point play. Face. The face/frame of the goal is considered a vertical court line and a valid playing area if a ball does not bounce off the court before hitting a goal's face/frame. It is a 1 point unless a goalie makes the play.
Saipan is the origin, or the home of Rocball, and the inventor of Rocball is Mr. James Feger, who was a former PE teacher of HJHS from 1981 to 1985, and is currently a Marianas High School teacher. They started at Hopwood Middle School in 1981 by Mr. James Feger, the PE teacher of Marianas High School.
There shall be 5 players and 6 players of a mixed team of women and men each side.
First, the serve is decided by flipping a coin or rock, scissors, kerchief game, and the second set serve goes to the other team. Alternative serve system until overtime set.
Only the first serve is not allowed to touch the net. If the serve ball touches the net, then lose the serve and lose 1 point.
You can spike the serve ball to get 1 point. Before the serve, the goalie should stay in the goalie's box after the first hit. The goalie can move anywhere behind the 10-foot backcourt line, and any player can come to the goalie box to block the ball, but the goalie cannot catch the ball. 25 points is the set point, and 10 is the set point for the overtime. To score 25 or more points to win the set.
Jump. A spike down serve ball is a 1-point play for the defense team.
A serve ball that is hit out of play before another player can touch it before it hits the floor, or another court object is a 2-point play for the defensive team.
good. Serve ball that lands on the defensive team's court untouched is a play where the offensive can add 2 points to their score or subtract 2 points from the defensive team's score.
A 3-point score by any player from either team. A goalie is not allowed to catch a ball. A goal can be scored off a bounce by any player.
Face. The face or frame of the goal is considered a vertical court line and a valid playing area. If a ball does not bounce off the court before hitting a goal's face or frame, it is 1 point unless the goalie makes the play.
G. A 2-point backcourt scoring play made by either team goalie behind the 10-foot line.
Court. 1 point is scored unless a goalie makes the play. Then it is a 2-point play. Was the former teacher
I cannot see.
We shall miss your bright this over? It's not like we're dead. Was it something I did? Was it something you said? Don't leave me hanging. Let's talk this over. It's not like we're dead. Was it something I did? Was it something you said? Don't leave me hanging in a city so dead, held up so high on such a breakable thread. You were all the things I thought I knew, and I thought we could be. You were everything, everything that I wanted. We were meant to be, supposed to be, but we lost it. All of the memories so close to me just fade away. All this time you were pretending, so much for my happy ending.
On our own campus.
Hi, my name is Revelyn Guerrero, and I'm a reporter from the MHS Voice staff. Today we are here with Coach Feger to interview him about the sport of Rocball. So Coach Feger, what exactly is Rocball?
Rocball is a game that's derivative of the team-led sport volleyball, and the game itself has its roots founded in the pre-Columbian Mesoamerican game called Tlachtli, which is played by the Aztecs in a country now known as Mexico. When I was in the service, I learned how to play volleyball, but I didn't learn how to play volleyball by the standard rules. We just kind of played a jungle rule set. Later on, 1979, it's about 10 or 15 years later, in 1979 I got to thinking about this game, and volleyball's okay, I thought it was all right, but I always felt something was missing. So I started working on an offensive and defensive team, and I remember reading about the game of Tlachtli and how the volleyball and basketball games, from both of those, actually originated from that game, and that was a blood sport. So what was missing in volleyball? When W.G. Morgan invented volleyball in 1895, he invented a sport for old men. And therefore you don't have such a rugged game as, for example, basketball, which is invented about the same time by James Naismith. So knowing that it had something to offer, and not knowing exactly what, I started experimenting with it. We started with offensive and defensive scoring. We started with the ideas of playing multiple point scoring, 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point. In fact, as a team net sport and team sport, we are the first to incorporate 3-point scoring. Even basketball didn't do it before we did. So that's basically what Rocball is. If you can look over on the diagram, I can show you what a Rocball court is. It is a 30 by 60 foot volleyball court, but the differences here are that we have goals located behind either end of the court and a goalie's box here. There's 5 players that play on this team, not 6. It's a fast game. When you can score 1, 2, and 3 points in a game, it really speeds up the action. The idea of putting these goals into the game actually does come from that ancient game of Tlachtli, where they had a vertical loop on the side of the wall that they played. So I wanted to incorporate that as much as possible, and we did. Now in this game there's lots of ways of scoring points. As in volleyball, you have the side-out system. The service team has that side-out system. But in this game, we also include the goals box where the goalie stands on the serve. And in the past, we have used this area also as multiple point scoring. For example, 2 points, called deuce. And next year we're going to do that again because it'll even pick up the game and speed it up a little bit quicker. Now, Rocball has more rules of play than volleyball, so therefore it's a little more complicated. But volleyball.
What is the history of Rocball?
As I mentioned earlier, Rocball was first written up in 1979, and after writing it up, I copyrighted it in the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. In 1980, I sent out drafts of the game to different places to see what kind of interest it would generate, and I received a very nice letter, a letter of commendation from the International Olympic Committee that they thought it was a great idea and that I should go ahead and continue to work with it, so I did. In 1981, we started field testing it with junior high school kids, and for 2 years we worked with different areas and different ideas on how to get the game going. In 1983, we started our first tournament. We started off with 12 teams, and then in 1985 we had our first international game. That's with the Japan, our sister city out of sister school. I'm sorry, out of Yokohama, Japan. And that was 1985 was our first international game. We've had one every year since then. In 1989, I rewrote the handbook and I distributed it by mail, copies of it, to about 90 different universities and sports federations and associations, including the Federation International de Volleyball. I've always kept them upgraded on what we were doing. I didn't hear much from them though. And so in 1989, after sending all that out, we went into the next year, 1990, and the game is popular enough that kids who graduated from high school into college want to come back and play at Marianas High School during lunchtime to get the game going. When we got that going, then we found out that the community guys who didn't go to college wanted to come back and play the game at lunchtime. So we had quite a few teams, I think up to around 18, 19, 20 teams coming here. This is from high school, the community, and the college coming over here to play Rocball, and we still do. In 1993 and 1994, CN World Report did a film on Rocball and showed it internationally, and that was great. We're just crazy about that. For 2 years in a row, Rocball got international exposure. And then in 1995, to my surprise, the Federation International de Volleyball, the one that I had been writing to, and updating them on the games of Rocball, the offensive, defensive scoring, multiple point scoring, and so forth. I found out that FIBA had decided to change the game of volleyball into this thing called rally point scoring. So I wrote to them and let them know that, you know, this is kind of like a kickoff of our idea, you know, can we get some credit for this thing? I got no word from them. They absolutely nothing. So in 1997, we went through the years of playing. In 1997, out of the mayor's office, and because the game had been practiced in the United States, Indiana, Christian summer camps, and some other places, we got word from about it. I didn't know about it. They had found out about the game when they were playing it.
So, Coach, after sending out all those handbooks, did you ever get any reply?
Yes, I did. I've gotten replies from quite a few places. Of course, I've been emailed from South America, emailed from Europe, I've got emails from Australia and the South Pacific. I've got exchange games that we did here, and they go back, people who come over here and play games, and they go back and they talk about the game, and then I get mail about it and so forth like that. And so it's getting around. Not as much as I'd like to see it get around, but I'm satisfied with what we've done so far.
And how long has Rocball been played, and how long does the typical game last?
We've been playing Rocball as a tournament sport since 1983, so that makes this 19 years. And a regular game, about an hour. But if it's overtime, it's a hard play game, you got two good teams, hour and a half. I've even had a game up to 2 hours, and that was a rough. That was when we played on the grass or when we play in the sand. We can play it at any kind of surface. It's really a fun game to get going to when we play on the sand. It's nice.
Why do you like Rocball? Why do you like Rocball? What got you interested in playing the sport?
As I mentioned earlier, I think that the game of volleyball, as it stands, is all right, but I think there's much more to be offered from that kind of a sport. Offensive and defensive scoring, like I mentioned before. What got me started in it was because I played volleyball when I was younger and in the service, and just something there, something's missing. So whether I got it right or not, I don't know, but I've started it, and it's been going on for 20 years. So, and I'm surprised at the amount of teams that keep flowing into this game.
Cool. And how does it compare to other net sports? How does Rocball compare to other net sports?
Okay, how does Rocball compare to other team net sports? Well, volleyball is really the only other team net sport that is, I would consider comparable to being competitive. But there is another version or variety or whatever that the Federation International de Volleyball came up with. And I'm absolutely sure that we had influence on this because we are the first international, whatever, offensive and defensive scoring game of this kind. What happened was you have three levels of play. You have rally point, which they call rally point scoring. It's rally ball, actually. And if I was to put this in areas and groups of playing, I would say that that game is good for grades 1 through 4. Wow. For children, yeah. I think that children will get a good feeling for that game because you don't have to serve the ball over the net in order for a team to score a point. And as a matter of fact, there's no condition on rally point scoring. There are no conditions under which you cannot score a point. It's like everybody gets a piece of candy. And if you go into it and you look at it really close, you'll find, not even really close, you'll find that the rules that the FIBA, the Federation of International Volleyball, came up with, came right off the table. Table play. It's ping pong. So actually what they did was they made a 6-person team ping pong game and just placed it onto a volleyball court. And to me, I think they just ruined it. I think that it's a waste. The other one now is volleyball itself, and I think volleyball is okay in the way it's done, but it's something that should come after rally points. And it's monotonous. It gets repetitively redundant. I know that's what people sit there and they look at it, and some enjoy it, some think the same thing that I'm thinking. But the game of volleyball is just fertile with abstinence. There's things that can be put into it. And I think that's the reason why it really never caught on. You know, you actually get more time watching golf on TV than you do watching international volleyball games. In fact, I've seen more play on 8-ball billiards or 8-ball pool than I've seen on volleyball. They don't do it. And it's because of that reason. It's a monotonous thing that goes on, and it doesn't work well with the brain. People don't look at it. And then the third thing, and of course I'm prejudiced, is Rocball. Now Rocball, I think, is a balanced challenge. Because we have, as in volleyball, you have a side-out system where the service team has the advantage of the score. Well, we kept that. We built on that. We used that as a fundamental basis to build up. And rally point scoring, they tore it down. Us, we built on top of that. W.G. Morgan came out with these rules, and he was good as far as he went. And there's nothing wrong with what he did. So what we did was we added defensive scoring to the game. And then we added 1, 2, and 3-point scoring. And then, as we saw on that diagram over there, we added what we call the vertical areas of play. In volleyball, you have the horizontal. That's just the court itself. But in this game, we have a 6-foot-high, 12-foot-wide goal located 7 to 8 feet behind the court. And what this does in this game is puts a whole new competitive feature to it. Because in volleyball, if you're in the back court and the ball's over your head, you let it go. But in this game, you put the ball over your head, you let it go, it's going to go in and cause a 3-point score against you. So you don't do that. So you have to be a little bit more in tune to what you're doing and where you're at.
Okay. And what makes Rocball special and fun? Okay,
again, it's the point and the scoring system. This is a game where you can get a penalty and lose a point. The service team, for example. The first serve of any player moving into that position has got to hit the ball over the net. I mean, the game's got to be started. And when you win the serve, you win the responsibility of putting or activating the game. If you don't do that on the first serve, you lose a point. And The other team gets to serve back. So you've got to do it after the first serve, it doesn't matter. And also, in this game, if you hit the ball over the net, the receiving team on the serve only has 2 hits to hit it back because it's an offensive and defensive scoring. And we don't want to give them the advantage of the serve. The service team has the advantage of scoring. Only the service team can close out a set, and only the service team can win the game. Usually. Cut.
Okay, that's great. You're doing both of you are doing great. One.
Is Rocball hard to learn?
At first it is, because of the different rules, and you have to be in a certain position off the serve. The serving team doesn't have to worry about it. The receiving team, the goalie has to be in his goalie box. The 2 front line people have got to be within the 10-foot line of the net. And the fielders are on either side or in a diamond shape. It doesn't matter. That's how they want to do it. No one's allowed in this box on the first hit off the serve, except the goalie. And if you're really good at Rocball, and you're a server, what you want to do, if you're a real good server, it's kind of like a baseball game. You hit that ball as hard as you can, straight here, to this point. Because over here, you can get the best possible chance of scoring. 1, 2, or 3 points off this position right here. After the first hit, then these people can
So now you have it, 411 on Rocball. And we would like to thank Coach Feger for all the information on that wonderful sport. And now, let's go watch some games.
Who jump and die, men who mean just what they say, the brave men.
All right, this is the Rocball game is already in progress. Started about 5 minutes ago. And the team serving right now are called the Jammers. They're the 2001 World Champions. The team in yellow are the DX. There's a mixed connection there. The team in yellow is DX. They are the 2001 champions. These 2 teams have been going at each other for a couple of years now. DX is the one who knocked the Jammers out last year. And this year, it was the Jammers who knocked out the DX before they got to the playoffs. So it's kind of a pride game going on here. Here we go. Now, that's Myron coming back. That's the key if it scores. 2 points. That's also. Watch the goalie. Well, in this one. He's going for another one, all right? He's going to sit up. No. Regular. Okay? Set. Here's the key. They hit. It's out. Didn't count. All right. Turn 2.
100 men will test today. When the green
All right, now if this is the server. If he's good, he'll hit it right to the goalie. That's his best chance. That's a good serve. Again, on this game, there it is. Good. Off the serve, the defensive team, there's a key. He hits it. Get in. 2 points. Number 1 is the goalie. Anytime the goalie from either team scores, it's 2 points for their team, regardless of the serving team or receiving team. There, that's to the ball. That's a good serve. That's where you should serve the ball. When you're on the serve, you hit it to the point. You hit it to the place where you get the best chances of scoring points. The goalie is protected by the goalkeeper. It gets past him in there, it's 3 points. If he hits it once, that's an ace. Nice hit. That's where you got to hit it. 1 hit and out of bounds or on the deck, and it's 2 points for the serving team. If the server gets to pass the goalie into the goal, it's 3 points for his team. There it goes. Yeah, that's the way you should play it. Now, 2 hits off the serve. And after that, each team has 3 hits off the serve. Now they have 3 hits. 1, 2. Oh, it's locked out. Now, the Jammers have the serve again. Here we go. This is Rudolph Phillips serving. Number 8. 1. 2 hits to get it over off the serve. Ah, he's off. That's the point. The goalie's not allowed in the 10-foot line to play. Doing it again. Serve. Nice serve. 2 hits to get it over. Nice. Knocked it down. The goalie starts in the goalie box off the serve. As soon as the person serves the ball, as soon as he makes contact to serve, the goalie can leave the box to make the play. The 2 front linesmen have to stay within the 10-foot line until after the first hit. Okay, now the yellow team, the DX has a serve. If he makes a low serve, David, who's number 1, also the captain of the Jammers, and Marino on the right-hand side, if they can jump up and knock down a serve, the team gets 1 point and the serve. It's called a jam. Okay, it's 2 hits. Didn't get it over. That's a point for the yellow team. It's a service team's game. You can only
Hafade, Zantiro, welcome to Mariana's Stories, where we talk with ordinary people who have extraordinary stories here in the Marianas. I'm Catherine Perry, and today we are here at the home of Rocball at Mariana's High School Gymnasium. The inventor, founder of Rocball, Mr. James Feger, has set up the court and made time for us today. Mr. Feger, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
So a lot of people, especially those of us that had gone to Mariana's High School, but not actually played Rocball, maybe under the misconception that it's volleyball, but that's not true. How did you get the idea for this sport?
Okay, the fundamental rules of Rocball come from an ancient sport. In fact, it's the only sport, it's the first sport to use a rubber ball, and it comes from the Mesoamerican region of what is now known as Mexico. And it used to be played by the civilizations of Maya and the Aztecs. And they had a game where they had a vertical loop on the wall, and they have to hit the ball through the loop to win a game, or they had to outscore their opponents without scoring the loop. One either way. But that's going back a long ways. When I first thought about the game of Rocball, I was in Japan, and I was watching some Japanese ladies play volleyball. And they hit a ball over the net. One lady hit a ball over the net, it bounced off court and landed in the bucket. And it's like one of those, up, down, in, out reaction things. I went, wow. And I thought, oh, because then I remember back in my high school days reading about the Aztecs and Mayas playing a game where a ball went into a circular thing. So I got to thinking about, that's interesting. And I used the court of volleyball, which is similar to that court in that you had to hit a ball. In some courts, they had a small wall. You had to hit the ball over from one team to the other or through the thing or the vertical loop. So I went back in that, and I came back to volleyball, and I said, okay, this is the court I might work with. And when I originally did back in 1981 and 82 at Hopwood Junior High School, I actually had vertical loops made up, and we were playing with that kind of a game, with the ball over the net or in through the loop. And it didn't feel like after about a year we experimented with it. And then the next year I made these goals up and put them at the end of it and substituted the loops for the goals. Now, at the time that I did this, there were 2 games that were being played internationally. One was Sepak Takraw. I think that's to pronounce it. That's where you kick the ball over the net. You don't touch it with your hands or any part of the upper body. It's all kick. Kick the ball over, kick the ball. Very athletic people, by the way, that can do that. Or the other game called volleyball. At that time, you were not allowed to touch the ball anywhere except from the elbows to the hands. Any part of the body was an illegal hit. So I didn't like that. That doesn't remind me of what a game should be. I learned how to play volleyball in the Marine Corps. We didn't play by those rules in the Marine Corps. We played jungle rules. And we even pulled the net and everything. We had a great time. Had a lot of fun. But getting on with it. Going back to that idea, how can this be more fun than that? And how can I bring back a competitive spirit of an old sport like that through a modern venue like volleyball? Then I started writing up rules. And then I said, well, in this sport that I'm writing up, you can hit the ball any part of the body as long as you don't carry the ball. Head, foot, shoulder, arm, leg, kick the ball, as long as you keep it in play. And then I wrote up that it shouldn't be just one team scoring points, because that's what volleyball was at the time. Only the service team, we'll call it side-out rules of play. I said, no, that's not right. Both teams can score points because they're competing against each other. So why shouldn't they score points? So I invented unrestricted hitting, kicking, and rally point back in 1980 and 81, and we started playing with those rules at Hopwood Junior High School here in Saipan. And then the game started evolving, and then I wrote up the rules for serving. If you serve a ball, you can score 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points, depending how the ball landed. So we got more than 1 point per serve, because if you're playing a game and you have the athletic ability to hit a ball in such a way that it lands on a court or against a person or a goal, it's worth more than 1 point. You have the athletic skills to score more than 1 point, score it. And so that's what we did. And we have a situation where you can serve the ball, we can score 1, 2, or 3 points. And we have situations where you're playing the actual game where you can score 1, 2, or 3 points. And it makes a difference in the score when you come along. So we had our rules up. And over the time, over the years, some things have changed and some things have not changed. For example, I can get into the terminology of it. We have scoring called the key, we have scoring called the ace, we have scoring called the zunk, we have scoring called the jam, we have scoring called the goal. 1, 2, and 3 point scoring. Okay. And in this game, you can get penalty, you can get penalized, you can lose a point. And one of the ways you lose a point, and this goes back to the Aztecs. You could lose a point in that game if you hit the ball at the wrong part of the body or something. That's not what we do, though. When you start the game, the serve, it starts the game. The server starts the game. It is his responsibility to initiate competition. So the first serve of the ball has got to be good. If you don't hit the ball correctly, if it hits the net or out of court, doesn't land inside your opponent's court, on the first serve, your team loses a point and the other team gets the serve because you didn't initiate the competitive features to get the game moving. So they lose a point. Then the other one is if I hit the ball over the net and you are my opponent and you hit the ball and it lands on the floor and nobody else touches it, that's called an ace. That's a 2 point serve. Okay.
What do you mean by 2 point serve?
That means that if I serve the ball over the net so hard that one person hits it and it flies off the court or hits the floor before another person has a chance to play on it,
you get 2 points.
That's 2 points because that's a good serve. I mean, that's a hard serve. So,
what is the psychology behind, I would say, the complication of these rules? Because you can imagine somebody coming from middle school. I'm the best volleyball player in middle school, and you come and you realize a rock ball requires a lot more thinking, a lot more strategy. It sounds like than volleyball.
Yeah, it does. You have to think more different ways, and in fact, you have to use more strategic planning in order to get through the game. So I just explained to you how you can lose points or how you can gain 2 points. Okay. When I first started, this might sound a little strange, but when I first started the game, along with a lot of other things, and I thought about, in basketball you got to dunk, right? In football you got to punt, right? In baseball you got to bunt. So I'm thinking, what other kind of sport has the zunk. What is the zunk? If I hit the ball over the net and hits your court and nobody touches it, that's like a basketball dunk. I mean, It's just as dramatic. So I'm saying, oh yeah. So we hit the ball over the net, it lands on your court, and nobody on your team has the ability to get to that ball and play on it before it hits the court. It's 2 points. Or you lose 2 points. See, the serving team has a choice in that situation.
Oh.
I can add 2 points to my score, or I can subtract 2 points from your score on a zunk. And that's made a big difference in some games because it lowers you're leading and it drops you down 2 points, and the other team is not so far behind. They can catch up, and it's happened. So if you're good, if you're good, you know what's going on, and you're thinking about the rules. It's not volleyball. You're thinking about these are the kind of scores that the other team can have. If I'm standing here, you're thinking different ways. You're thinking strategy. Not only that, in Rocball, there's 5 players, not 6, unless you have a girl on it. If you play co-ed, you can play 6 players. And they say, oh yeah, and it makes a big difference because we got some outstanding young ladies who know how to play. I've seen these guys, they're almost 6 foot tall, they're high school kids, they're strong, they're athletic, they spike a ball, and the girl on that team bumps it right up. And the ones that come to my mind are a couple of them that are around here would be Tracy Camacho. She's now about your age.
Yeah, she's a year older than
Camacho
me. Graduated MHS.
Chenny Lizama was another one. Yvonne Tutti was another one from back in the day. And, I forget, there's Sherilyn something, Shauna, I forget. Anyway, very Rafalowish girl, very good. And she was a player of the year once too. Sharma. Somo. Somo. And so, makes a big difference. But if you play, did I say that right? Somo?
Maybe.
S-O-M-O-L?
You did. Is that her last name? Because there's also a Sharma Iganoyev.
She got married, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a Sharma Iganov was also a very good player, which they were teammates too.
Oh,
by the
okay.
way. They're very excellent players. If you had that girl on your team, on a boys' team, you had some competition on your hands. There was no easy play there, and good servers too. So when you have that kind of scoring thing going on in your head, and then you have the goal, all right? And now, if somebody's serving the ball over the net, you got to be careful because you got 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point possibilities on the serve for the serving team, and the serving team has the scoring advantage. Like I was explaining to you, when I serve the ball over the net to you, your team, if I'm serving and you're receiving, you have 2 hits to get the ball back over to me. And then I have 5 hits, and then the other team has 5 hits, and we play 5 hits until the other team scores a point, one team or the other. And what does that do? In volleyball, it's bump, set, spike, bump, set, spike, bump, set, spike, bump, set, spike. That's kind of numlock. I mean, that's what you expect. It's monotonous because you know what's going to happen. But in this, you got 5 hits. You can bump it up. You can bump it up, you hit it on the first, second, third, fourth, set it up for the 5th. You can set it up for backcourt scoring and things like that. You have more opportunity to move from one side of the court to the next and set somebody up if you got 5 hits. So we developed the 5-hit game. And that's the last 10 years or so.
What kind of qualities, physical or mental, are you hoping or aiming for Rocball to bring out in an athlete?
I would, like you're saying earlier, I would like to think that it's a mentally stimulating activity, where that there are various and different opportunities for a team or an athlete to express himself or to show what kind of athletic abilities they have and to be recognized for it. For example, in Rocball, if you score the most aces, like 2-point serves, I write it down, recognize it, and put it in the newspapers. They were the best, the ace server of the season was da-da-da. Or the person who served the most zunks, that zunk the other class, they are the ones. Or the other person, for example, who scores the most keys, backcourt scoring, is this person. And the person who scored the most goal is this person. And then when the championship game starts, then I look at it and I say, this team has scored more goals than the other team, so they have the advantage and they have good goal scoring players. Yeah. But this team has some really good servers. They got the most aces and zunks, so it's a good combination. Defensively, Team A hasn't scored as many points as Team B over the season, but they have the best scoring situation for goals. They're unpredictable. All right. Team A is solid because they've scored more points every game than anybody else, okay? And that could be the 1-point court like volleyball and add up all the rest of them, all right? So you have a good combination. So I can identify a good defensive team and I can identify a good offensive team under those conditions. For example, as I wrote up on the board to remind me, if I'm serving, I create the volley. Volley means to attack. So I am the offensive scoring situation. If I'm receiving, I'm on the rally. I'm on the defensive. I'm responding to the attack. So you have a situation where you can count volley points as the offensive scoring and the rally points as the defensive scoring. And you can take those statistics and say, Team A is the best offensive scoring team of the year. Team B is the best defensive scoring of the year. Team A has scored more aces and zunks than any other team in the league, and Team B has scored more three-point plays than any other team in the league. So I can make that distinction. How you can make that distinction with the volleyball game? You can't. 1 point per play. Oh, he got more kills. Well, we got kills too, no problem. In fact, our kills are even more dramatic because it's more than 1 point. Our blocks are more dramatic because it's stopped 1, 2, or 3 points. See, this is the difference between us and them, is that we have more different types of way of a person distinguishing themselves in a competitive environment like Rocball and a team net sport. So just to go back real quick, and I want to make sure that everybody understands, I've been saying it over and over again, and it came out later on. This is the team that invented rally point scoring. This is the team that invented unrestricted hitting and kicking. This is the team that came on CNN World Report in 1992 and 1993 that showed the world what was going on at the high school, at Marianas High School, the new game called Rocball. Okay. In the early 1900s, volleyball was being dropped by colleges. They were dropping them off the scholarships. They were taking them out of their game, their curriculum. 1992, 1993, Rocball went on CNN World Report. 1994, volleyball started changing the rules. They changed it, and instead of side out, they changed. Now they came out. It was in the PDN. Now we have a whole new game. I looked at it, and some of my Rocball players said, "Hey, Mr. Feger, look at this." I went, "Oh boy, Gabriel."
White?
Yeah. Now I forget his name. Gabriel White. He was the captain of the team at that time. He said, "You see that?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "It's not." I said, "I know. This is the way." I wrote to FIVA about it, and they wrote back to me about 5 years later. Well, actually, I've written to the International Olympic Committee when I first did the game. They said, "Congratulations. When you get this thing worldwide, let me know. Let us know." That's the International Olympic Committee. So when FIBA adopted our rules to reinvigorate or reinvent their volleyball side out, I wrote to them, and then I wrote to the IOC and said, "What is this?" He said, "I wrote to you back in that and told you what I was doing, and now they picked up these rules, and now they're playing with it." And about 4 years later, I got a note back from FIBA, and it said, "Well, what it said. Well, you yourself said that you use volleyball as well." I said, "Yeah, I did." I said, "The game is derivative of volleyball, but its fundamental rules of play come from the Aztecs and Mayas." And so they wrote me that one letter, and I just said, "Okay." It's an affirmation that yes, I did do it, and when it's a negative affirmation, but it's a fact that they have acknowledged it at some level.
Well, you can take solace in the fact that the game is actually recognized and being played around the world at this time.
Yeah, and I was telling you earlier, that's why I had to write them all down, because it used to be 10 years ago, it was only like India. I was doing some work with myself and people in Mumbai, India about the game. And then it caught on in India and bigger at that time than any place else. I've been sending out Rocball news letters and booklets for years. I mean, I went in, I looked at all the volleyball association, all the countries with the volleyball association to the IOC, all of them, and I sent them rules of play 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So they all got it. But in India, they took it and then they started playing. They started playing volleyball set rules. No, it's not a volleyball. You don't play set rules in this game. And so they started it, and then Pakistan picked it up, and then Bangladesh, and those are the three big players right now. Pakistan and Bangladesh just finished national championships last month and this month, and they've had a few other in the past. India has had several age groups all the way up, and they've done it every year. And I had, with India, I wrote a copyright license agreement with them as a non-profit organization, and they have what they call the Society Act of 1860 that has guidelines for non-profit organizations. So I've been working with them in India, and they are going to have an international meet early next year. Now I've been on early next year. They've had their national, they're going to have their international. I'm going to be in a Zoom meeting with India last week of this month about their new elections for it's called the Rocball Amateur Federation of India, with their president and so forth. So I'll be on on live with them during that meeting, as I was from Argentina that went international about Rocball. And then I was with Pakistan about a week and a half after Argentina with another international meeting in Asia. And so then I'll do the same thing with India next year when they have the international. They want me to come to India. I've been to India. I've been to Thailand. I've been to India. I was in India last year and we had a meeting and I was introduced to some people and they showed us some Rocball games, took some pictures, some promos and things like that. It's nice. India's a nice country. But when hopefully this pandemic gets over and I'll get another visa and go to India and I'll participate in their international games over there. And now
So what all countries is Rocball now being played in, either that you are aware of formally or informally?
Okay, now I had to write them down because the last time I did this, I forgot a country and I don't want to do that.
We need to acknowledge all of
this. Well, India is considered the epicenter of Rocball because they've got 22 states. United States has 50 states. India has 22 states. They have Rocball teams from every state at every age level. So they're the big one. They're the big one. So India is considered the epicenter. They was the one who started out. And forgot. Rocball is going to be included in the Delhi University of Sports coming up next year. So that's another big thing for Rocball. So it's going to be a part of their curriculum. And I got to get in there and show them what Rocball is. I got to teach them the aces and the zonks and the keys and the goals. I got to teach them the rules of play. I don't want them playing the best 2 out of 3 like volleyball. It ain't volleyball. So I want to get over there for that. When they get the university finally built and they pulled that in as a part of their curriculum, then I'm going to be over there teaching them their referees and their officials and so forth, the way we play it out here. Because like you say, it's convoluted, there's a lot of things to it. And it's like playing checkers with volleyball or playing chess with Rocball. But everybody should understand that since I've been out here, since 1981, now it's almost 2020, almost 40 years, junior high school students and high school students from Saipan know how to play the game. They got the rules down. They got their strategies down. And if I make a mistake, they'd correct me. That's how good they are. So, and I call the game, but I always have to write down all the stats too, so I'm not always eye on that kind of stuff.
And that is a lot of stats.
But the countries, the big one is India, next Pakistan, Bangladesh, and then Japan just joined this year, and they're working on it. Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Spain. They're mostly out of the Basque people in the northern part of Spain. They're the ones some college students got together. Argentina, the guy from Argentina, when I was on Zoom, said they have schools that are playing Rocball over there. He's going to send me some information about that. Kenya, he contacted me, Liberia, and Tanzania from Africa. So they all contacted me, and I said, good, we have an Asian Rocball Federation. It might not be a bad idea if you have an African Rocball Federation. Get together your 3 teams or whatever, talk about it, and maybe we can work something up. So that's in the process of being worked. But there's some poor countries. They ask for equipment. I said, I'm a high school teacher. I can't send you equipment. And then we have, Kenya, Egypt, Morocco, and Haiti. They've sent me messages about it, and they want to get involved with it. And I said, this is what you need to do. You need, what's the other one? A guy out of Dubai. That was last week. That's the Arab Emirates
United
or something?
Arab Emirates?
Dubai.
Yeah.
He emailed me last week and he wants to know how to get it started. And I tell everybody the way you get it started is you get your organization, you get organized. You just elect a president, and so all you need is a president and general secretary, and then we can go from there. Send me a logo, and we'll get started. So they're working on that. So that's what? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and the guy who used to be here 20 years ago, he taught PE, and he used to help me call Rocball games. He lives in Missouri. He emailed me last month, and he said, yeah, I've been trying this over here too. So officially, unofficially, he's got a foothold. But that's not the first time I've heard about Rocball in the United States.
Are you satisfied with where Rocball is now, locally and around the world?
Yeah, locally I am. It hasn't, like the CNMI has the Oceana Sports also. I sent and they're interested. I forgot about that. I sent them that PowerPoint, Oceana Sports, and they in Fiji, so they sent it back to me. But for a short time, I belonged to the Northern Mariana Island Sports Association, whatever it's called. And then they wanted fees, and I can't afford a fee, so I got out of it. So they never adopted Rocball, and I never adopted them. So we kind of like kept our separate ways like this. But Rocball for the public school system has the best track record of any sport played on a campus for almost 40 years without a break. You've had sport programs that have started and then they lost their funding and they stop. And then they'll start again or they'll stop. But Rocball is not funded by the PSS. I'm the one who's doing these goals. I sent off and got the goals because I had the goals made outside years in 1985. They've been there for years. And I brought these on the indoor court because they wouldn't damage the court.
Can we take a walk around?
Yeah, sure.
And,
let's go.
Maybe you can give us an orientation on how
yeah, I got this thing
works.
connected, but I was talking about the goalie. Now, come on over here for a second. See, when you serve the ball, and by the way, you use both sides of the court to serve the ball. If I'm the goalie, this is the goalie's box here. On the serve, I'm the only one allowed in this box because I have this behind me. So what I can do, I can set, I can bump, or I can block, I can kick. I'm the only one who can do that off the serve. So when I bump it up, then the other team knocks it over, and then that side's got 5 hits, it comes back here, then I got 5 hits. Now, if I'm the goalie, and the ball hits in front of me and bounces inside, it's 3 points. If I'm the goalie and I hit the ball, strangely, and it bounces and goes in, it's 3 points. It's like soccer. Anytime the ball goes in there, it's 3 points. If I'm the goalie and I reach inside to knock the ball out, that's a 3 point. You can't do that. You got to stay away from that. And not to confuse anybody, but if the ball comes over the net and hits the face right there, that's a point. That's a point. Because we consider that vertical lines of the court. Just like you consider this the horizontal lines, in each part of that goal is considered the vertical lines.
I noticed the top bar is
Sway
concave.
Back? Well, that's because it's been here for a few years and the kids like to
No, I thought you designed it that way. Okay. So you even have to have
that
more
is student.
skill.
What is that called? Student sculptured.
Okay, all right.
It just hangs like, don't do that. Oh, okay. But I don't like that. So it's all right. It looks kind of nice. I like it. So we have it like that. Anyway, that's the goalie. Now the other thing about the goalie is your backcourt scoring threat. Because as a goalie, I can go all the way up. Let's go up here. I can go all the way up to the front line to make a play. And if I jump up and I hit the ball and it goes onto the court, it's 2 points for my team. So I'm a 2-point backcourt scorer. Now, the restriction of the goalie is he cannot play inside the 10-foot line. I can jump up, hit the ball. If I land inside, I've got to get back immediately and get out of the way, all right? That's the rules. And it's happened in the past. Fantastic jump. He comes up, some of these kids can jump, I'm telling you. They get up, they hit, and they land about halfway down there. And the guy jumps up and blocks it, and the ball hits the goalie before he gets back, it's the other team's point. So that goalie's got to get back here. So they like to say, when you hear our students who've been playing Rocball, they went 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, the 10th and 11th and 12th graders, you can hear them yelling out, key. And what they're yelling is they want the goalie to get up and get ready to do a spike because they're going to set him up. And they got 5 hits to set him up. And so they can set it to the goalie, he can bump it back, they'll set it back to him, and then he can spike it. It could be on the 4th or 5th hit. So it gets everybody over there has got to be set and ready to go.
Would you say there are any particular characteristics for Rocball culture here at Mariana's High School?
Culture, well, the culture it comes from the islands. That's it's island born. The enthusiasm of the kids playing. Now, the game has changed, and part of that is because of the enthusiasm of the kids that are playing it. When we first started out, there wasn't really a goalie box, but the goalie was in there, and so we'd restricted it. And then when we got to playing like the face of the goal, And then we got to playing the two-point backcourt. Then we used to play 3 hits. I said, no, 3 hits, that's volleyball. We got to do something besides that. And so we started doing that. And we put the goals back there, and we have restrictions over here. We have restrictions right here, and how to hit the ball. These kids are good. 2 hits is all they need to put the ball back over the net. And then they got 5 and 5. So when I was working with that rule, I was wondering about it, but I don't have to wonder about it no more. I don't know about the rest of the world, but if you want to learn how to do that, come on back to Saipan. We'll be glad to teach you. Oh, by the way, the guy from Kenya wants to bring some players out here, which would be nice because, you know, we get some guys all the way from Africa that get some fundraising and so forth. Yeah, come on out here. We'll show you the real style, in which if that does happen, then I'm going to put out a call. Okay, all you experienced Rocball players, get in here. I want to show these guys how to play. So I want to do that for them.
Oh, that'll
also.
be great.
Yeah.
Get some old timers out here.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you know,
they probably love that. Sharing Rocball with the world. Yeah.
I get a kick. Sometimes I go over to the attic gym and I see some of the old Rocball players playing volleyball. You know, they're a few pounds. They're more than what they used to be when they were high school. Hey, come here, Mr. Lenizo. I said, well, you still got jump in you? Can you? Hey, he can't jump either. And he's talking to one of his friends, and they're both laughing because, you know, they're older guys now. They don't have that agility like they used to have. But I love it when I go over there and I see the old player. I got like how many generations of old players here? I don't know. I was thinking the other day, I get about 100 players a year, if a little bit more, and I've been here for what, 39 years? So that's 39 times 100, whatever that is. So that's how many kids. And then whenever I go, it's nice. I run into them. Some of the guys that used to play at Hopwood, they got gray hair, and they're grandparents now. So, okay. And when I get a kick out of that, because they look, hey, remember me? And I see the gray hair on the friend, Hopwood. They go, yeah. I say, hey, okay. So.
What is your hope for the future of the sport?
Well, I want it to go worldwide. It's going worldwide right now. The goals and aims of India is to get it into the Olympics. They're going to get the Asian Games going. So we'll have, I think you need 14 or 15 countries playing the game to get into the Olympics. But they do have the Asian Games, and they can introduce it to the Asian Games and get it in there. Also, hopefully it works out, they're trying to get it organized and recognized by the government of India as an official sport. And I thought, well, that would take it a long ways, you know. So maybe after we get the international games in India next year completed, and if it goes into that sport university as part of the curriculum, who knows, you know, it might come out. And then that'll go a long way of setting it further out into the international world. And Argentina's Zoom meeting was international, all the continents. So that'd be interesting. I'm kind of waiting to hear from the Oceania Sports Federation. They sent me, we got it, thank you, we're going to look at it. And I said, okay, fine, go ahead and look at it and see how you're going to feel out with that. So there's a lot of possibilities out there. It's not like I've been waiting very long. 1981, 2021, 40 years. I said, yeah, okay, 40 years. So it's older than my children, for my goodness. But yeah, I'd like to see it go on. And not only that, I'd like to see it kind of evolve and be recognized as coming from this little island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you know? Because when you go back, and I say this to some people, this is the sport that changed the rules of play for international competition for a game called volleyball. They saw our rules, they saw our kids playing it, and they changed their rules because of it. CNN World Report in the 90s, and it's been that way ever since. So, no, that, for me, that's a great compliment, even though they don't want to recognize the contributions that we have made toward just kind of team that sport. It's irrefutable. It's irrefutable for a couple of reasons. One, the very first year at Hopwood, when I did games, I wrote a summary after every single game. I put a book together with the championships and introductions, and I had it copyrighted with the Washington, D.C. Library of Congress, so it's under international copyright law. And I've done that 7 or 8 times when I changed the rules to change the game of play. And also recognition from the World Intellectual Property Organization. So all this stuff is involved with the evolution of Rocball as it is now. What does it mean otherwise? I don't know. Hopefully it'll get more countries involved with it. I'm getting more information from Europe. Got some information yesterday from Belgium. Somebody out there wants to join up with Rocball. I said, yeah, of course. Open arms. Come on in. So what's the future? International Olympic Committee, recognition, maybe. General Association, International Sports Federation, which I connected to for a while, maybe. The United States Volleyball Federation, I send stuff out to them all the time. And on LinkedIn, I have a LinkedIn thing, and I see them always. I got like 1 or 2 people from there all the time looking in on me. I'm going, okay, look on in, see what you can do. So if it comes to that, and if I get some people in here from outside Micronesia, because every students from every major island group in Micronesia have played Rocball at this school. If I get somebody from the outside like Kenya coming over here to learn how to play, this will become the new, I don't want to say Mecca, but it'll become the new pilgrimage. You want to know about Rocball? Go to the place where it was invented. So maybe we not only have a export of a sport, which you have in all these other countries now, but we'll have an import of people coming in here to get down to the basic rules, and then I can get all these old timers back in here and show them how it's done. And even the young kids too. They'd be happy to. In fact, I talked to them already about it in some way. Yeah, call me up, let me know what's going on with this thing. I say, you're on the list, I'll give you a ring. So we'll see what happens. Going through all the rules, you don't want to do that. Because I got to take you, it's a lecture and it's a lesson, and it takes a while. It does not going to come to you in one day. And I always have practice sessions before our tournaments start, or the games, so they get used to the rules. After when these students got the rules down, they got them down, and they play like crazy. So, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the fact that they can do that. So if they can do it, anybody can do it. And anybody that's willing to give it a shot, come on to Saipan. We'll be glad to teach you.
Well, we've been chatting today with James Feger. He's the founder and creator of Rocball, as well as the president of the World Organized Rocball. Any final thoughts before we go?
No, things are going well right now. I'm satisfied with going on. Like I said, I'm going back to India. We're going to work on getting it more solidified over there. I'm very excited about the fact that it's going to be a part of that new sport university in Delhi. And so I want to have a hand in that, because if they're going to start training, I want to be a part of that training process. I'd love to take some of my students over there and show them, a couple of students, but that's down the road.
All right. Well, once again, we're coming to you live from the home court of Rocball here at Marianas High School, chatting with James Feger, the inventor of the sport. Mr. Feger, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for putting this up like that. International. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is if FIBA sees this, they're going to start using some more of our rules. So, FIBA's hands off. This is ours. Stay away.
And thanks for tuning in to Mariana's Stories. We'll see you again next month. Have a great week.
something good in everything I see. I believe in angels when I know the time is right for me.
MC is not good, but she is wonderful, and we just want to give her a big round of applause. This is not just for the And then, again, one more thing to the students who have just been recognized. It is a wonderful feeling to know that as your Commissioner of Education, I can appreciate so much of what we have to offer in the way of education and quality learning, and how you demonstrate just what the essence of what we do and the mission that we thrive for each and every day. And for you to perform out there, really seeing you do that enables me to not just see you, but feel the spirits of our ancestors be with you and guide you through that process. And that is the same experience that I had back when I visited North Dakota just last year, when the Native American students were up there performing, and I could feel that spirit as they were demonstrating their true passion for their culture and how they identify as people from that place. And here you are doing the same thing for us here in the Commonwealth. It's just a wonderful thing to realize. So thank you and congratulations. But you know, it won't be that way if it wasn't for your teachers, your advisors, and all the educators around you, and to the leadership of Marianas High School and all throughout our school system. When we have that type of passion, I think is where we tend to benefit from such wonderful exchange of learning and teaching. And so thank you for allowing us to experience that this evening. Speaking of teaching and learning, this evening's Lifetime Achievement in the Humanities recognition and awardee really is something that I am also honored to present. This individual was actually also my teacher for PE in high school a long, long time ago, many moons ago, right? And it's just fitting that I'm very honored to present. This is the most prestigious award from the council. Nominees are honored for significant contributions across one or more humanities fields over multiple decades, usually 3 or more. Mr. James W. Feger, really, when I was a little kid, I used to remember his name really well. But James W. Feger, Sports Humanities, quote unquote, explores how sport reflects and shapes human culture, ethics, and society. This year's recipient of the Governor's Humanities Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Humanities, Mr. James W. Feger, has profoundly influenced generations of Northern Mariana Islands students, including myself, throughout his lifelong dedication as an educator, as a mentor, and as a role model. For over 4 decades, James, Mr. Feger, as I know him, has touched the lives of nearly everyone in the Commonwealth. His passion for physical education, health, and active living has helped instill the values of wellness, teamwork, and perseverance throughout our community. His impact extends beyond the classroom and playing field.
Even if you fail,
the way we think,
I believe in angels.
Sport, culture, and human connection. James says, or Mr. Feger, it's hard for me to say James because I always know him as Mr. Feger. His innovative spirit led to the creation of Rocball, a sport that I remember being delivered or given birth at the time I think I was in junior high school at the time in Hopwood. A sport that originated in the Marianas and is now enjoyed around the world. Imagine that, through Rocball and his years of teaching he has shown how athletics can serve as an untiring, the unifying force that fosters belonging, cooperation, and shared joy. The spirit of sportsmanship, embodying triumph, respect, and the human drive to achieve, is alive and thriving in the Northern Mariana Islands because of his efforts, because of Mr. James Feger. His words has helped really define what it means to be part of Team Marianas, reminding us that through sport, we celebrate not only competition, but also community, culture, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. He is indeed the epitome of what we value the most, and that is the great, wonderful people that we are, and how we demonstrate that to others and our visitors who come through these islands. And tonight, Mr. Feger, we would like to welcome you up on stage so that we can then recognize your wonderful achievement throughout your lifetime and the many lives that you've touched throughout your years here of service. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, can we bring Mr. James W. Feger.
You know, they say your favorite classes in high school are because of your favorite teachers. And I loved U.S. history and civics. Did you like PE, Dr. Lawrence? Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Feger.
Thank you. Am I supposed to say something after that? First of all, Commissioner of Education, Mr. Knapp, thank you very much. I don't know what to say. That was as much as I could have ever put into anything. Oh, well, I remember when he was a student, one day he came up to me and told me he's going to leave the island. He's going to join the military. I said, good for you. This is a long time ago. And he did, and look what came out. Now he's the Commissioner of Education, retired colonel, and the governor is also military. So I really like that. We're all military people. There's a lot to that. I guess I'm supposed to say something about Rocball. I write about Rocball every year for the last 45 years. That's when I was at Hopper Junior High School. My wife and I lived in Japan. That's when I started writing about it. She said, what are you doing? I'm going to write something up, and I'm writing So she just let it go and said, okay, that's all right. So we got to Saipan. I started. And I started at Hopper Junior High School. Mr. Jang, he's from Mr. Where is he at? Come here. I started at Hopper Junior High School and Rocball. And Mr. Jang is now taking up that position as a Rocball teacher at Hopper Junior High School. So there's always a little bit of a feeling there for Hopper Junior High School for me, because that's where it started with the public schools. And so then I went to Marianas High School in 1985 and just been a Rocball game every year since then. By the way, just for history, in the PSS, Rocball is the longest continuous annual sport without a break since 1985. There has been basketball. There has been basketball. There has been softball. There has been other sports, but they've gone up and they've gone down, and now they're back up again, which is great. So I'm proud of that. I'm happy about that too, because I think sports is a very important thing. I think sports is good just for the idea that people think about doing sports. That's an extracurricular activity in addition to what they're doing in life, and that's all kinds of positive things for them to do. I love that very much. I'm not going to talk long here because I don't know what to say. Again, there's going to be Rocball again this year, so when you pick up the newspapers, you're going to see about Rocball. There's been pictures. Oh, there's one thing I want to say. There are pictures of 4 generations of students that are Rocball have put into the newspapers that may not have been there unless it was done. And that, some of them are still in contact with me, and I know they like it because they talk to me, they see their pictures and so forth. So I'm very proud of that. I think that's a great thing for them to know that their pictures are in the papers, they know about it, and they get back to me every now and then. And so, very much, thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Feger, and we need to keep that streak going. You cannot retire. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a slight change in the program. We are